A very good morning, dear students. I hope that you all are at home with your family and safe. Okay, so let us begin with the lecture. So, before beginning, let us have a quick recap of what we have seen in the previous lectures. So, we saw number system. First of all, we saw natural numbers. Natural numbers are the counting numbers. So, we begin counting with 1. So natural number begin with 1. 2, 3 and so on. Then if we add a 0 to our natural number, then this set is called as whole number. Okay, so when we will add 0 to set of natural number, we will get whole numbers. Okay, then integers. If we add negatives of natural numbers to the whole number, then we get integers. So from minus infinity so integers are of two types: positive integers and negative integers. Clear? So when we add negatives of natural number to the set of whole number, we get integers. Then rational numbers. The numbers which can be written in the form of p by q, where p is any whole number and q is not equal to 0, that is denominator is not equal to 0, such number is called as rational number. Then this rational number can also be written in decimal form that we have seen, and we can identify, right? If a decimal number is given to us, we can identify is it rational or not, because rational number, if we write it in decimal form, it can be terminating decimal or recurring number, recurring decimal. If the decimal number given to us is a terminating decimal number like 0.72, it's terminating, no, right? So or 0.7 bar, so 7 is recurring, or 327 bar, recurring again. Okay, so if the decimal number is terminating or recurring, then we call it is a rational number. Otherwise it will be irrational. So what is irrational? Name itself it will tell you irrational, which is not rational. So which cannot be written in the form of p by q, cannot be written in the form of p by q, is called irrational number. So if it is given in decimal, what is property of irrational number when it is written in decimal? A decimal number which is non terminating and non recurring. So this decimal number is non-terminating and non-recurring also, right? So it is irrational. Then root 7, root 2, root 5. Now every number with a root is not irrational. Okay. Now if I write root 4 can be written as 2, no? 2 is what? Rational. So you have to check what is there inside. If inside root it's a perfect square, then it cannot be irrational. So always check what is there inside the root. Okay, then the numbers, the set of numbers rational plus irrational are called as real numbers. A set of numbers rational and irrational forms real number. Okay, then every natural number is a whole number, but every whole number is not a natural number, right? 0 is a whole number, but it is not a natural number. So every natural number is a whole number. Every whole number is integer. So this is a set of whole number. It comes under integer also. So every whole number is an integer, right? But every integer is not a whole number. Like this minus 2. Minus 2 is an integer, but it's not a whole number. So every whole number is an integer, but every integer is not a whole number. Then every integer is a rational number, but every rational number is not a integer. Like 2 upon 7. 2 upon 7 is a rational number in the form of p by q, but it is not integer, right? So every integer is a rational number, but every rational number cannot be integer. So the flow goes in the downward direction. Every natural number is a whole number, every whole number is an integer, and every integer is a rational number. So in this way, in this direction, downward direction, statements are true, and in upward direction, statements are false. Then we saw decimal expansion of real number. We also saw how to locate irrational numbers on number line. Then we have also seen successive magnification process and operations on real number. Okay, now today we are going to begin with the last topic of this chapter, and hopefully today we will complete the chapter. And the topic is laws of exponents. Okay, very easy it is. Now these are the 4 laws of exponents. The first one is a raised to p into a raised to q, and it is equal to a raised to p plus q. So when the bases are equal and they are in multiplication, we have to add their powers, p plus q, and write the base only once. So let us take one example of it. Let us say 2 raised to 4 into 2 raised to 3. Bases are same, 2 and 2. They are in multiplication, so add their powers. Write the base only once and add their powers. So 4 plus 3, 2 raised to 7. Then the second one is a raised to p whole raised to q. A raised to p whole raised to q. So it is equal to a raised to p into q. Simply bracket is there, multiply the powers. Okay, so let us take some example. 2 raised to 2 square raised to 3. Okay, so it is 2a raised to p whole raised to q. Okay, so it will be 2 into 2 raised to 2 into 3, that is 2 raised to 6. Then if the bases are in division with different powers but the bases are same, a raised to p divided by a raised to q. If you will see, the bases are same, a and a. So in this case, subtract the power, p minus q. So 5 square or 5 raised to 6 upon 5 raised to 3. Bases are same, they are in division, so subtract the power. So it will be 5 raised to 6 minus 3, that is equal to 5 cube. Okay, so it is easy to remember. When the bases are in multiplication, add the powers. When the bases are in division, subtract the powers. Okay, then the last one is a raised to p into b raised to p. Now if you will notice here, both the bases are different but their powers are same. So don't get confused here. See here, the bases are in multiplication. Here we are adding the powers, but bases were same. But here bases are not same, their powers are same. In this case, it is equal to a into b whole raised to p. So we will multiply the bases and then give together power to both, power to their multiplication. So let us have some example of it. So let us say 3 cube into 7 cube. Now see, bases are different, 3 and 7 both are different, but their powers are same. So you can write this as 3 into 7 whole raised to 3, whole raised to 3. So 7 3s are 21 cube. Clear? So the next exercise is based on these laws of exponent. So let us begin with the exercise. So the first question is, find 64 raised to 1 by 2. Okay. So now if you will notice, we can write this 64 as 2 into 2 4, 4 into 2 8, 8 2s are 16, 16 2s are 32, 32 2s are 64. And this raised to 1 by 2 as it is. We have just simply written this 64 as 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 2. Now if you will notice, 2 is multiplied by itself how many times? 6 times. So I can write this as 2 raised to 6 and that 1 by 2 as it is. Now remember the law of exponent, a raised to p whole raised to q. A raised to p whole raised to q. It is of the same form. 2 raised to 6 whole raised to 1 by 2. So what was the law? A raised to p into q. Right? Same way, using this law, 2 raised to 6 into 1 by 2. So 2 1s are 2 3s are. So it will be 2 raised to 3. 2 cube is 8. Clear? So which law we have used here? This law. You have to mention it, which law, using which law you are solving it. Okay. Now let us see the next question. So the next question is 32 raised to 1 by 5. Again simplify that 32. We can write 32 as 2 into 2 4, 4 into 2 8, 8 2s are 16 and 16 2s are, that is 2 raised to 5. And this whole raised to 1 by 5. Now this I can write it as 2 raised to 5 whole raised to 1 by 5. Again use which law you will use here? 2 raised to 5 into 1 by 5. Which law? A raised to p whole raised to q is equal to a raised to p into q. This law we are using. So 5 cancel. Your answer is 2. Easy? Then let us see the next question. Then third question is 125 raised to 1 by 3. Now we know that 125 is cube of 5, right? So I can write this 125 as 5 cube. 125 as 5 cube and this 1 by 3 as it is. The same law, again use it here. It will be 5 raised to 3 into 1 by 3. Again 3 cancel. What is remaining? 5 raised to 1. Anything raised to 1 is the same number. So it will be equal to 5. Mention here which law you are using. Okay. Just write here using. Clear? So here we complete the first question. There are two more questions in this exercise. So that we will see in tomorrow's lecture. Okay. So thank you and have a wonderful day ahead. Be at home, be safe.